Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the 2DCU, Two Dudes Cinematic Universe on YouTube, on anywhere you can get podcasts, except for Apple. We're working on it. Sorry. I've been really busy this weekend, but I promise you I'm going to look into that now that we have 3 episodes.
Spotify is free.
Spotify free. Do Spotify. Just do Spotify for now. Or there are other podcast networks, but
you can also look at us on YouTube if you're into that kind of thing too.
Yeah, no, the YouTube's definitely where we're getting more people. So come on out to the YouTube. I'm your host, JD. That is your other host, Kevin. Kevin, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
All right, good. Man, a few words with Kevin there. Today, we are reviewing Shang Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. We both saw that this weekend. We're so excited to talk about that one. We'll get into that at the end of the episode, and that'll be spoiler. We'll start with a non-spoiler if you just kind of want to see if you should see it, and then we'll go right into spoilers. But that'll be towards the end. Anything?
Spoiler alert! You should see it.
Spoiler alert! Our non-spoiler spoiler alert is that you should see the movie.
You should see the movie. Let's get this thing rolling.
Yeah, let's go right in. Right into what you watching. Yep, that is what you're watching. I know it's Kevin's favorite segment because it is so complicated and the word choices are one that really, really makes you think. I wonder what they're going to talk about.
Yeah, I always forget.
What does that segment mean? It's tough. It's like, what is that? So I will thoroughly explain it right now, Kevin. What have you been watching in this past week? And does our friend Trevor, did he get anything? Also, shout out to Trevor. Yeah. Thanks for coming last week. Did he get you? Have you been watching any anime?
Yeah, he did. He really, really did. I mean, like I talked about last week, I've been watching Dexter still, getting my way through that. Season 5, better than people give it credit for. I love that. It's really good. You know, consistently fun. One plot for the entire season. It's great. But
what's the bad guy for that?
It's so Lumen is introduced and she was
I don't love that season
it's good. It's
still good.
You're so used to great television from season 4. Season 4 might be my favorite season of a TV show ever.
Yeah.
But season 5 is still pretty good.
Up there with like a season 4 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good. That's the whole trial season. But what else? What else? We talked to Dexter last week. What else?
Yeah. So our dear friend Trevor, rest in peace, wherever he may be.
Yeah. Who knows? I probably will never speak to him again.
That's right. Yeah. He introduced us to a couple things this last week, and I tried the Demon Slayer, and I just got bored with that. But then our other mutual friend Aiden came down to Columbus for my birthday this weekend, and he sat me down and he forced me to watch Attack on Titan, and god damn is that show good. It is addictive. I care about the characters, and it is just
spoiler alert. That's the one that stuck for me too. I have tried to. Yep. I have tried to. I tried Trevor's favorite is the it's the
Hero Academia.
One. Yeah. My Hero Academia. That one's very anime-y. And he said you got to get through the first season. Like, here's my gripe with anime, and it might be why anime is just not for me. I hate the whiny stuff 24/7. Drives me nuts. And people are going to be like, well, then maybe anime is not for you. And I would have said, yeah, I've been trying to tell you that.
Right. That's the first conversation. Yeah.
But it probably isn't. But I tried Attack on Titan, and that one, the anime problems I have with anime are still there.
Right.
But the story is very intriguing. I'm probably 5 episodes into that one. I like that one. But go ahead, talk about that a little bit. You've liked that one?
I love it. I think I'm almost done with the first season. There's 25 episodes or something like that in the first season, and I think I'm approaching 20 or something. But yeah, all the characters are cool. The tech is like old, and somehow they have like rappel systems, and they're flying through the city, and so they modernize it. It's cool. All the bad guys are really fucking creepy.
Yeah, the Titans are cool looking.
I was not surprised, or I was not prepared to be surprised by the plot for this. I thought it was just going to be Titans are bad guys trying to get into the city the whole time.
And
they add so many different layers to it.
I was talking to Trevor last night. I'm told the plot only gets better. And like by season 3 and 4, there's stuff that's like, what? So I do think I'll probably stick with that one. I didn't try Beast Slayers. I was also told Cowboy Bebop is really cool, but that's like from like the late 90s. So that one's kind of old, but that one's getting, I think, its own live action TV show. Like that one's one of the most like popular animes ever. But then again, it's like, yeah, but like, I don't know. I've liked Attack on Titan. I think I'm just going to stick with that. My Hero Academia was very, very anime-y. And so is Titan at time. But yeah, the plot has intrigued me. Now, this is something I will say, and I told Trevor this last night when talking about it. And it's because I just, the anime style's not for me. All these shows, even the ones I'm enjoying, I would like better as a regular cartoon like Invincible style.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, like Americanized. And I know people are going to be, well, you're ignorant. You don't get anime. 100%. I could have told you that from the start. I'm trying anime, something I didn't think I'd like. And the plot has me for Attack of Titan. But that is what that's the thing that has me. Art style's fine, but there's still some very like anime-y dialogue that it's okay. But
you're watching
I just
it
think Invincible
dubbed over, right?
Style. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, I don't want to read.
Another thing Aiden told me during this week was it doesn't translate 100% of the time. Like sometimes the Japanese version gives like other information or just like makes it less awkward in transition, which is always, I guess, good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's like that
because there are some lines where it's like no one talks like that unless like I just don't understand Japanese dialect like at all. I think there are a lot of their stuff that translates, or they don't have a word, so they use like fail all the time, or like you know, like certain like words that you can just tell, like, oh, that's the word for that.
Yep.
But yeah, I've enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I still can tell you, like, I'm probably not going to be the anime guy. Like, I just don't see myself watching a lot of it. Even Attack on Titan, I enjoyed. I watched like the first 3 episodes. Oh, I kind of like that. And it took me like 4 days to watch like the next 2. Like I watched 2 episodes last night. I'm like 5 episodes in like a week. It's good filler. Like Trevor said, I think that was probably one of his better arguments. It's good filler, but yeah, overall, I still don't think like the stuff that like makes anime. It's like, this is fine. But I'd rather just watch like a serious adult cartoon that has a good plot too. Like I almost like, like if you take the Titan source material and let the people of Invincible make it, I'm almost guaranteeing I'd like that show better.
Agreed. Yeah.
But the source material is good. The source
for sure.
Like genuinely good. It's an interesting concept. One that like I'm surprised hasn't been done. Because it's not just big people eating small people. It's like, why are they doing it? What started it? Where did they come from? And Trevor told me like it gets very complex in a lot of that stuff. So
you haven't even really gotten into like the Eren stuff yet.
No,
you're
I'm pretty much like training. They're still training. For the most part. And we just actually the last episode I just watched had a pretty big time jump.
Like 4 years or something. I
think it's 2. But yeah.
Oh, well, still,
So yeah, no, I'm actually excited to kind of get back to that. Surprisingly enough. Other than that, have you watched anything else?
No. This has been a long week of not watching anything, so that I haven't been keeping up to date.
Gotcha. But, I've been keeping up with Titans. We talked about that last week. This season is the difference between this season too is I think it's probably the same writers. I haven't really looked into it, but it is HBO and it did go up like a step. It's not nearly as cheesy. I really like the plot. This is a non-spoiler thing, but you know, Teen Titans are a San Francisco-based thing in the cartoon and comics and everything. And that's not this season is almost primarily in Gotham. In fact, I'm pretty sure it has been almost all in Gotham.
Really?
That's been really cool because it's more of a Batman side character season. Anything.
Just gonna say like it's basically the Deathstroke storyline is what we're starting with, right? It has all like both Robins, I guess. It does it have Batman in it at all?
This season?
Yeah, Jorah.
Yeah, that's a semi-spoiler for the show.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Never mind then. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Great. I'll watch it.
Yeah, no, you I know you like. I mean, you got me into Titans
the show
on the first season. And probably the weakest of the three was the first season. I enjoyed the first season.
I disagree with that.
You liked it better than the second
I really
season?
like. Raven as a character has always interested me. You know, for the comic books, even to the cartoons, she has always been an interesting just
Season
superhero.
one is Raven's story for sure.
Steven, yeah, and that whole development, especially like in the cartoons, that was my favorite story arc of the cartoons. Was when they had to go kill Raven's
Definitely
dad.
the darkest, yeah.
Definitely the darkest. And as you can tell by my Green Day poster in the background, I'm an emo boy.
That's right.
So yeah, Raven was cool, and that's yeah. But I love the show, and it has just been my blissful ignorance that has stopped me from watching the season.
It has become like, oh crap, it's Thursday. I get to watch Titans. Like I didn't, and it. So I will say the first two seasons I watched like they were all out. So this is the first one week to week, and it serves as a week to week show. Like there's enough in every episode that you feel like you're getting something out of it. But we talked Titans last week. That's just keeping up with Titans. Again, I really think if you like comic book stuff, go watch it. If comic book stuff isn't like your number one thing and you just like good HBO content, it's not quite like
it's not True Detective.
True Detective, Succession. You know, it started on the I don't know if anyone knows the origins. It started on that DC app or whatever that kind of failed, and the things that were successful from that, like the Harley Quinn cartoon, Titans, Doom Patrol, those all made it to HBO when they did their deal. So it started on a more comic booky, cheesier network, I guess, because it was the DC, and it's been HBOized enough that this season I think is clearly the best. Like I said last week, it's a pretty damn cool comic book storyline in the Batman universe, and the Titans are just also like they're just mixing it together, but it's very much like Robin's story this season more. So I like
a good thing.
Good thing, because I think I think the Dick Grayson character is the best. Both Robins are the best, and that's not a spoiler either because that's in everything. There's multiple Robins. You learned that.
It's easy to write for Robin. Yeah, for sure. There's no like superpowers or anything for CG with that. Right. It's just good writing, good fisticuffs.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yep, good kind of this season feels very like noir, like which is cool. Yeah,
cool.
Some cop stuff and stuff like that. So we'll get past Titans because we kind of went to that last week. But I think if you like superhero stuff, you should watch it. A movie, weirdly enough, a movie I watched this week that I probably haven't seen in 6 years, and I just kind of wanted to bring it up because it was just kind of a funny thought. I watched Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar.
Oh,
yeah, I probably haven't seen that in a long time. I liked it enough when it came out. It was fun. Rewatching it, it's just funny to think that was like a CGI masterpiece. Like that was the next level, like we're in the future movie. And I'm not gonna lie, like it holds up. Like it doesn't look as bad as other movies from around that time, but we definitely have gotten better. Like that's not a crazy thing to say or anything, but it's just kind of funny to look back and like, wow, we have gotten that good at CGI. That like the Avengers movies and stuff we're watching now that are like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in 10 years is going to be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It holds up. It's not bad, but everything's CGI. Holy crap. Everything. And you can tell.
Really?
Yeah. Like a lot, like the environments and stuff. But watching it older, a little more critical eye. The movie's fine.
There's no plot.
The acting is garbage.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember at all. Okay, great.
The one girl's pretty good.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver's good. The main character's just like so like I don't know, like boring. Just and the main bad guy being the general is such a I'm a jarhead prick. I have my coffee and we kick ass and we go home and eat steak. Like he's just so over the top. Like we're the environment good people and we're the bad military people. And it's like so on the nose. More than I guess I realized when I was younger watching it. It's a fine movie. There's an Avatar 2 coming out.
And 5. After 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That's one of those. It's like fine. Okay, if you
I'll
make it, I'll
watch 'em.
probably see it, but I
Yeah.
don't need it. I haven't been asking for it. I will not be like counting down the days to that. I will not probably even see those movies in like the first week unless we're like reviewing them or have something. Like I'll see those movies probably in theaters because they're probably theaters movies. They'll probably look cool. But yeah, I don't need it.
Yeah.
They're fine. It was a fine movie. And maybe they'll really step it up. But James Cameron and that style is not quite what is making great movies nowadays.
He's in it for the spectacle. It's not for just specific movie making.
But the thing is now we can have spectacle and good plot.
Thank you, Kevin Feige.
Yeah. And James Cameron was kind of a spectacle guy. Don't be wrong. I'm not taking shots at James Cameron. He's produced and made some of the best movies ever, directed. But the fact that like James Cameron's name doesn't give me like, whoa. No. I'm jacked for the new James Cameron movie because we've had duds that are just spectacle. But that was just kind of a random thing. Again, I said Attack on Titan. Other than that, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I mean, well, it was a long weekend, so.
You watched the new What If yet?
No, that's one of those. I just haven't done the What If.
Oh man,
I just haven't. Is it good?
I tell you, yeah, this is the best What If of all time. But I say
Doctor Strange. That's your guy.
I still think the plot is the best.
I'm going to watch them. In fact, that might be something I do like while editing this video tonight.
Yeah.
I actually, to be honest, I just kind of forgot about it. And I wanted to try the anime so we could talk about it today and just kind of get back to Trevor on what I liked and didn't like. So the anime kind of took precedent, weirdly enough, over a Marvel thing, which is crazy. But I'm going to watch. This is my vow to you, the people. I am going to be caught up by next week so we can talk a little bit more in depth. Maybe
keep them honest, cinematic universe watchers out there.
That's right.
Keep them honest. Great. Yeah, you should try to get it done as quick as possible. We get zombies tomorrow. I have no idea what that means, but just the Avengers characters are zombies.
Oh,
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, is the animation style different for everyone, or is it the same?
Doesn't look like it. It looks about the same.
Okay, I think it was supposed to be the same. I couldn't remember. I knew it was like it was or it wasn't. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said.
Those are one of the two options. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it either was or it wasn't. You know. Yep. That's why you come here, folks, because of insight like that. That movie, it was either good or it wasn't. That Shang Chi movie, good. All right, moving on. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with a 19-minute podcast. See you guys next week.
Yep. Ted Lasso, good. And speaking of Ted Lasso, well,
you know what the happiest animal on earth is? It's a goldfish. You know why?
No.
It's got a 10-second memory. Be a goldfish, Sam.
Yes.
Little thing there. We're going to get into our Ted Lasso spoilers now. People, I have been told by people that when you can see the banner obviously on the YouTube of your audio listeners, you do not know when to come back, and that's my bad for spoilers.
Can't hear the banner.
Yeah, you can't hear the banner. So I will be putting in timestamps. So go ahead and look in the description for the spoiler stuff, and you'll know when it's time to what you need, where you need to skip to if you haven't seen Ted Lasso. So we're gonna do kind of probably quicker Ted Lasso one today. Just because I would say maybe one of the weaker episodes of the season. And that being said, still very good.
Very good. Didn't introduce anything else. It was just elaborated on what we already had. Which is fine. It's good.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of a Roy Kent little subplot that got solved in its own episode. It's good.
Exactly. It introduced a problem and solved it in the same episode. I guess you could say it grew that relationship a little, but not enough to really have anything significant. There were funny moments, as always. We really didn't get anything with Sam and the owner, except for the fact that she wouldn't text him back, but she's been thinking about it.
She's been thinking about that for weeks. You know?
Yeah.
Sam has been left on red for fucking ever. Yeah.
Those 2 days, yeah. Also, maybe my favorite moment is in the locker room, like classic, like she hasn't texted back. You're with the guys. Everyone's giving their 2 cents. Jamie's making fun of him. Well, you said your favorite movie was Ratatouille. Like we've all been there where we're like, do we shoot our shot? What do we say? Where there's like a group of people around the phone, like getting the right text together. And it often happens in a locker room setting. So I thought that moment was really funny. I really liked that. That was probably one of my favorite moments of it kind of there in the beginning. Other than that, we got Ted working through some of his issues.
Yeah, his terrible marriage that, by all accounts,
does not trust. Does not trust therapists. Sorry to cut you off there. Yeah. Say what you're gonna say. Sorry.
I was just gonna. By all accounts, it shouldn't be a bad marriage, but it turns out that as life goes on, too much optimism can really mess you up. So
yeah, we saw the general mistrust of therapists from Ted. Which I will say, maybe the meanest Ted's been to a person in this series.
Mm-hmm.
Him kind of walking out, and honestly, I like to see that side. It makes him a little more real.
Yep,
he could be a little cartoon character at time, and it's a lot of the reason what we like about him is just this giddy optimism. But he is a human being, and it was fun to see that side.
Seeds were there. I mean, they opened up season 2 with his slight distrust, and he's been pushing it down ever since.
General Midwest skepticism of therapy. I love that line. Being
so
Midwest
good.
Guys, they're like, nah, we're not talking about our feelings. Bullshit.
Yeah,
but no, it's I like the episode. I don't want to sound like I didn't like the episode because again, every episode's good. I like being with these characters for half an hour. Whether they were baking a cake for the entire half an hour, I would enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like if it had no plot to it at all and they were just talking, dialogue, I'd enjoy it. It's just it didn't really bring us anywhere closer.
No,
not a lot of soccer stuff.
Roy Kent's the whole thing was the soccer thing for this episode. The whole Jamie Vardy in practice, either checking to or making the run, but you gotta trust the person to do what they need to do without you, kind of thing. And then Roy's fuck.
Yeah, I
and
like
then
that
storms off. So good.
I like the pushback. I like Jamie being right, but not being a dick about it. I really
because football is life.
Kind of like Jamie for being the asshole kind of heel character in season 1.
Absolutely.
Really
my God.
He's got one of the best arcs so far in this show, I would say.
Yeah, of course. And the way that he and Roy bounce off each other is
great.
Perfect.
Something we missed in the first 4 or 5 episodes, but I'm glad they did it.
The boys are back.
Getting back to the team.
Yeah.
That was also good. What do we got? 3 episodes left?
That was 7. Yeah, 3 episodes.
3 episodes left. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of soccer games. We don't know what's going on with the FA Cup, right? Nothing. No games, right?
I don't think there was a game.
No. Because that was another side plot is Nate being the Wonder Kid. That kind of going to his head. That was an interesting kind of storyline plot too, because they didn't really fix his ego. And Nate's kind of in a weird place right now. He's maybe the most likable character in season 1. You don't like Nate right now. I don't like Nate right now. He was a dick to the guy that used to have his job.
Yeah.
He's just reading his stuff nonstop. But what's cool about it is it's going to his head, but he's not being overly verbal about it, except for attacking that one dude. But even that is not showing that it's going to his head. It's almost like none of the other coaches can really tell or do anything because he is just looking on Twitter. And it's very internalized. He's just kind of reading things. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's not talking about himself. So it's kind of cool in the fact that I'm glad they didn't just fix his problem because at the end of the day, they don't Ted Lasso doesn't know that it's all going to his head.
And I do like that Beard saw him blow up on the Kit Man, and so he called him on his show. No, it wasn't the Kit Man. He blew up on Colin. That's what it was. And he called him on it, and he had to apologize over practice. And then Ted asked, "Is this something I need to worry about?" Nope. All right, moving on.
Yep. Great. Ted's a great leader that way. His character actually shows some actual real life good leadership stuff. He trusts his guys. Beard's great. Beard is great. He's as a character and as just a funny part of the show. I love Coach Beard. Maybe one of the more underrated parts of the show.
Definitely. Couldn't have Ted Lasso without Beard.
Maybe one of the most underrated parts of the team too, if we're talking actual soccer, because he kind of keeps it. He is the coach of the coaches almost. He keeps the coaches straight, kind of, so the coaches can coach basically. Because he doesn't. You don't ever see him doing anything overly coachy.
Well, I mean, they don't want to get too technical for soccer, especially with a big American audience. But yeah, no, agreed.
But they've made it a point to show Nate making adjustments and Roy making adjustments. that have actually helped the team win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're not being overly specific. I mean, if you actually watch soccer and you said, we're going to take out our best strikers and drop back, it's that doesn't equal a goal most times in such a short
Almost never. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
So it's but either way, it worked for the show. We were spoon-fed. Okay, this was and it'd be like, if the coach went out in football and something we understand a little bit more, like, oh, he decided to go for 2 for the win and he got it. Wow, what a ballsy call that worked out. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. We don't really care that it's overly specific.
It worked.
Yeah, no, it worked. Anything else? A funny moment? Anything else? There was a couple of laughs. Like, there's not really a ton of standouts. Just a good episode, solid episode.
It's a good episode.
A little bit of a filler because we didn't really fix Ted either.
No, I'm expecting a lot of soccer in the next couple episodes.
Yeah,
like a lot of soccer.
Gotta get some FA Cup wins.
Gotta get promoted. We're talking about relegation 2 weeks ago. Like, how the when are we gonna get into the Premier League? This is insane.
We're on a streak. We're streaking. We're doing well.
I guess.
We'll
see.
What else was I gonna say? I thought I had a little something, but I kind of forget. But either way, the only thing that really moved the plot is Ted is willing to hear out the therapist. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
He's now less skeptical, and he's probably gonna start doing therapy and maybe start fixing his problems. I am scared to death because I think this season ends with him going home. And,
really?
I do. And there's going to be I know there's for sure a season 3, and he might come back or maybe work out his marriage and then come back or something. But I do feel like this is going to, because I think they wanted us to think that after last week. I sure did. I thought he went home. And I think this is going to end with him back in America somehow. And then the first couple episodes of next season will be like how he gets back, I guess. But
do you think I really don't know.
That's just like a guess. And I don't want that or need that, and I wouldn't hate that if that's what happened.
Do you think it would happen after the season ends, or would he leave before the season ends?
I think it'd be like the finale is like maybe even like last thing we see is like all aboard to Wichita, Kansas or something, and he's on a flight or something.
Okay.
I imagine you laugh. I imagine he'd fly into Wichita.
Yeah, the reason I laughed is because I had an imaginary train go from South London.
I did say all aboard. When you're on that airplane and they say all aboard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Get ready for takeoff. Yeah, that. The pilot yells all aboard out the window and then does the little steam engine thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have
you
been on flights like that? Yeah.
Constantly. Basically,
almost all the international ones are like that.
Oh my god. I think what's gonna happen is this next week is gonna be like the semifinals for the FA Cup, right? I think someone's gonna get hurt. I don't know who it's gonna be.
Yeah, we haven't had like
someone's
gonna
be hurt.
And then Roy Kent, but that was kind of like not really like that's a huge injury for yeah. I think an injury is not a terrible guess.
I don't know because
we're like worried about what's gonna go wrong.
Yeah, it's weird because like they made a whole 3-4 minute bit about why the FA Cup is important and what it would mean if they won the thing. So I feel like they have to at least teasing winning it.
They 100% will. I'm shocked we didn't get it this week, but they 100% will. But let's get moved on because it was
okay.
It was a good episode.
We'll have more to talk about next week.
We'll talk about it next week. We'll timestamp that for you audio listeners. For you visual people, that was it. Come back if that was your Ted Lasso spoiler update. That was what you watching. We're gonna move on to our news of the day. And that is us. We are serious guys doing serious news, and we are doing it very, very seriously. Kevin, right off the bat, this isn't huge, but I just saw new Jake Gyllenhaal movie on Netflix. It's him being an operator. I feel like I saw the movie with the trailer. Good trailer. I'll say that. Good trailer.
It was a good trailer. Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal's a good actor. He's going to have a chance to act. My banner didn't go up. Sorry. He's going to have a chance to act a lot because he's just going to be talking a lot. So he's going to have a good performance, which I'm sure he will. But I also I don't really care.
I don't care. And Netflix as a production company has kind of just ruined it for me. It's fine.
This isn't huge news. It was more like I literally watched the trailer right before this.
I'll watch it. I'll probably watch the movie. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not excited for it, but I'll watch it. Yeah,
I might.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal. Everything else is in.
Me too. I do like Jake Gyllenhaal.
The Nightcrawler, everything. Well, it's great.
I very much like Nightcrawler. But my problem with this too is like, this is like obviously one of those, like, it's in a real world situation. Like, he's an operator, you know, this could be in our world. He's almost playing like detective as an operator, and it's a little much. And I'm like, I just don't buy that like an operator would be like tracking down like the van or whatever's happening in that trailer. It's a well done trailer. It seems like it might be suspenseful, but I also feel like I can tell you exactly how that movie's going to go. Mm-hmm. And is the entire thing going to be us like watching Jake Gyllenhaal sit in a chair? Or are we actually going to go out in the field? Because basically the gist of it is, you haven't seen the trailer, is Jake Gyllenhaal is a police operator, and he is there's a woman abducted, who calls him, and he basically is trying to find this woman the entire time and work with the police, and she's leaving clues with like phone calls and stuff. And from what we got, it was pretty much all from Jake Gyllenhaal's perspective, which I think is what they're going for, which I guess could be cool, but it's also like, it would have to be quite the story for it to be semi-interesting.
Yeah, we'll probably get quick shots of the kidnapping situation, and maybe a hint or something of some clue that Jake Gyllenhaal is going to bring up. But I assume the camera's going to be on him for about 80% of this movie.
Yep. Yeah. Nope. You got Jake Gyllenhaal. That's the draw. They're just going to let him be on the screen for, like you said, most of the movie. Moving on. Whatever. Like you said, might watch it. It's a Wednesday when you're bored. Sure. It's free. Yeah. Last week after we recorded, it got announced DC Fandome is October 16th. And DC Fandome last year was awesome. Like, it really was.
Last year?
A Snyder Cut we got told about and got a slight trailer for that. The Batman trailer came out. DC Fandome last year.
The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
We got told about, if you're a video game guy like we are, we got told about Gotham Knights, which is from the makers of Arkham, but has nothing to do with the Arkham games storyline wise. It's not the same universe, I believe.
It's not the same universe, but it has all the same game mechanics. Yes. It look very similar. It just, I don't know.
Same characters. It's going to be like Nighthawk and
Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, and someone else.
And Red Hood.
Red Hood, yeah.
Red Hood or whatever, yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that I actually am like, that's one of the games I'm most pumped for. So that came out
for sure
last year, as well as we got our Suicide Squad game, and I think Suicide Squad actually got our first look at those movies, and the game. This year, if you have not watched the promo, it's like 40 seconds. It's cool enough. But it just kind of tells us what we're getting. This is like what they're talking about. So it doesn't even guarantee trailers, even though it's pretty much certain we're going to get a new Batman trailer.
Yeah.
The Batman trailer, that's pretty much like out there. So we'll be pumped for that, because like I said, that's the movie I'm probably the most pumped about in the next year.
We'll do a react for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll probably even do like a Fandome episode. Like, there's going to be a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely.
The Flash movie was on there. I wouldn't be shocked if we got a trailer for that, because they did finish filming and they're in post-production for that. Like I said, both the Gotham Knights and the Suicide Squad game were on the list. So I imagine we'll either get gameplay or something from those. We got gameplay from Gotham Knights. I do not believe we got gameplay from Suicide Squad, the game.
No, it was.
We'll probably get gameplay. Yeah, we'll probably get gameplay for Suicide Squad. And then the other big one was Black Adam. They featured pretty heavily. Even The Rock was even in the promo, like talking.
I still don't care about that movie. People have been forcing that down our throats for like years now, and I still don't care about the movie.
Enough, because I did like the Shazam movie more than you did.
I hated that movie.
Yeah, I like that movie. I like that movie quite a bit, to be honest. So yeah, we have different opinions there. I don't know. For me, I like superhero movies, even when they're bad. I just like to watch them. I do. I like to watch them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's the movie on this list behind Flash, the Batman. Those were the only two movies, I think.
Aquaman 2.
Aquaman 2 was not on the promo, though.
There's a whole bunch of Jason Momoa and the new Aquaman stuff floating around.
Yes, that is out there. But I was like, out of the stuff on the DC Fandome, well, they also did say and much more. So
yeah,
it could actually very well be on there. But out of all the projects for DC, I will say Black Adam's low on my list.
Mhm.
Like, it's definitely the one I'm probably like least excited for, but I will definitely go see it. And I'm hoping it's good. I don't know. I guess I'm hoping it's good. The Rock is a superhero in that world.
He's a superhero in this world.
Right,
so I mean,
right. People love The Rock. I think The Rock's fine.
yeah.
I don't know if I want him leading like my franchise when it comes to like an actual like I like. Let's just say this: I'm excited to see what he does in DC. I really don't want him trying out Marvel until I see maybe he's okay as a superhero in DC.
That's
like,
good.
I don't think I want The Rock in Marvel.
No, not totally right.
No.
I wouldn't even say. I'm glad that the Batterson, that's what it is. The Batterson is in a different universe than this, because the Rock can fit in the Ben Affleck Batman, like happy kind of like weird kind of just gray monstrosity.
Honestly, in general, like he's a Shazam tone wise.
Exactly. But if they tone down any kind of darkness, or if they expect any deep emotion from The Rock, it's gonna be a stretch in his acting. That's for sure.
No, yeah,
he's gonna expand his palette, or he's gonna be a bust.
Like, what I liked about the Snyder Cut was it wasn't Avengers. It had light moments, but it was definitely dark, and it was definitely his vision of that. And I actually very much liked the Snyder Cut. The Rock would not fit in what the Snyder Cut did. Now it would fit in a Shazam movie or an Aquaman
maybe even
movie.
The original Justice League, more so than the Snyder Cut.
Yes, it would, and that is an indictment on the original Justice League, because it's like I like the Shazam stuff and all that, but I do love the tone of the darker movies. Like I like DC's dark tone. I don't want them to get rid of that because they feel like it's not working. No, the problem was you didn't commit to it at all. And you had one movie that committed to the dark tone, but it was like a really poorly written, aka Batman vs Superman, and then you just gave up on it. So I don't want them to give up on that tone, because I like that tone. In fact, like I prefer the more serious stuff when it's good, aka Nolan. I really like Man of Steel, actually.
This upcoming Batman,
Winter Soldier, as a Marvel Cinematic Universe was a more serious tone movie, and it was one of my favorites. So, but the thing is, they're also harder to nail because they don't have that comedy to fall back on. So you see some flops with that dark tone too, but I still prefer it. Like, if I'm talking ceiling of the ceiling, if you could tell me it's going to be good, give me a Christopher Nolan Batman ceiling over a Guardians of the Galaxy ceiling. And that's just how I feel about it. But we'll see. We kind of went down a rabbit hole, Black Adam there. And then the other thing, they're talking about the Peacemaker show. Which is, if you haven't seen the Suicide Squad.
Or the Suicide Squad review by 2DCU.
That's right.
Look it up.
But either way, that is, I guess you could say this is a semi spoiler warning for like 5 seconds. If you haven't seen it, whatever. This really isn't that terrible of a spoiler at this point, because it's all over the internet that it exists. But the Peacemaker show is the John Cena character.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
That's it. That's your little spoiler warning. And they're making that, which I'm very excited for, because I think James Gunn is going to help write and direct a few episodes. Anything James Gunn's a part of, and I actually think John Cena was one of the pieces that nailed he can nail James Gunn's writing. You know what I mean? Like his line delivery is so good. Like, I think James Gunn knows how to write for him now, especially because he had some really funny lines. And I'm very much looking forward to that TV show, because I think that'll be really cool.
Agreed. I hope the Office staff is better than they were in the movie, but I think John Cena is a good leading man. Like you said, James Gunn can write deadpan with the best of them, and John Cena is very good at delivering deadpan humor, because he can hold a straight face through anything. I hope they give him someone to bounce off of. I hope he doesn't have to carry the entire show.
No, he needs somebody.
But
more than the Office people. You know what I mean? We both criticized that was not our favorite part of that movie. And they're more, I think they'll work better on TV, because it felt very TV. So I guess you won't feel the tone will be a little different, because it's not a movie. But I still didn't love them. Hopefully they kind of figure out what they want to do with those guys a little better. But I agree. He needs somebody. To be honest, I won't I won't say the spoiler of it or whatever, or this or that, but I don't believe he is in the show or anything. But the Rick Flag character, I thought, and him had pretty decent chemistry. In that movie, or like someone like that, maybe a more serious guy to bounce off of, but can still have a little comedic chops too. So yeah, I'm very excited for that show. Those were the ones they said, and more. So
and more vague. We might see like some more Harley, but that's the only other thing I was hoping to get out of the DC film.
And then there was a few more like I think that Supergirl, Superman, and Lois, which I watched a little bit of. Don't care. No, I don't really care either. Even the Superman and Lois show I liked, but I haven't gone back to. Just because it's low on my totem pole of other things I kind of want to do.
It's just boring. Superman or Supergirl or whatever. It's just boring.
All you're sitting there
punch a building.
All you're sitting there thinking is, wow, this is fine, but I would rather see a Superman movie. But Superman movies are fun because you got the budget and you can do some real big scale stuff. It's hard the Superman scale only works on a movie.
Yeah, no kidding. How many times can Metropolis get destroyed and rebuilt?
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, but the fight scenes aren't great, and this guy has kryptonite. Like episodic, it's hard to come up with multiple problems for Superman.
Yeah.
In a matter of like a month, it's like, wow, I don't believe that Superman almost died 6 times in a month. It's crazy.
Unless you want to go back to the 1950s, like bad guys every week just, Lois got abducted again. Oh man, Jimmy asked the wrong question in that interview. The mobsters are after him. Right. Oh man, it's just like, how many individual plots are there really? Yep. But hopefully we get better writing than in 1954 or whatever that show came out. I
like Smallville as a kid, but that was more like him like growing up. So it wasn't really him as Superman. So it kind of worked.
It was a teenage high school drama. It wasn't even like a Superman show.
Yeah.
But
Titans was on that list as well. So I don't know what they're going to say, if they're going to announce another season or maybe like the second half of season 1 trailer. I can see something like that.
Character reveal, something. Yeah.
I don't know. But either way, I love the DC fandom last time. It gave me like so much stuff to kind of get excited for. And it's crazy to think because like I think that was, I don't know when that was, but it was either right at the beginning of the pandemic or something. And the fact that like a lot of that stuff we thought we would have out by now.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff from last Fandome is on this Fandome.
It's on the way. We promise.
Right. DC's like, no, we're making this stuff. We are like, that's what he said last year, but we'll cut him a little slack. But I will say I am pumped for the Suicide Squad game. It's Suicide Squad versus Superman. I will play the shit out of that game. And the Gotham Knights. I love the Arkham games. I'm gonna like Gotham Knights. I know I'm gonna like Gotham Knights. So actually, the video game stuff is maybe what I'm almost most excited for.
Yeah, me
minus if we get a Flash or the Batman trailer, because I'm also very
Patterson. I take that back. Patterson is probably the number one for me, but the
easily.
Yeah, but
the Flash trailer would be interesting, just because we really like. There's so much weird shit with the Flash. We don't really know what's going on with that movie. It's like
I wish it just was its own universe.
Yeah, we know that there's going to be Keaton Batman. Like we do know that. That's confirmed. How much? How little? Are we going to see it in the trailer? What's this movie actually about? Does it actually mess with the Affleck Batman? Like there's a lot of questions there. Yeah, that movie could be sweet and be like, wow, good for you, DC, or it could be a total disaster. The Flash movie could be a dumpster fire disaster. It could it could ruin properties from generations before us. So that's exciting. I don't want it to. I really want it to be good. But
if it wasn't in the DC universe, this could be cool. But they have to start with the scraps that DC left it.
It's kind of dumb too, because this is part of, there's good and bad with the competition of DC and Marvel, right? They push each other in some ways, but it's also like it becomes a race, because let's be honest, the Flash is starting a multiverse if Keaton's in it, right? Like of some kind, right? Like they're doing their version of multiverse and they're just racing. And Marvel's going to get to it first, and Marvel's going to be better. But it also, like, the pressure of it means DC. And it's like, when is DC going to learn their lesson and just, like, stop trying to do what Marvel's doing? Or if they are, they'll do it and do it 2 years later where you're like, oh, that's a cool. We haven't seen that concept since Spider-Man. Don't do it 6 months after Spider-Man, who know is just going to nail it.
Okay, stop copying me. Stop copying me!
And you have to be compared to it the entire time. It's ridiculous.
Restart the router. Just restart the router.
And this movie has been delayed, and it's part because of COVID and part because of this movie's been delayed. This movie's had rumors of this and that. And those rumors are never a great thing. You can't believe them, obviously, in the movie industry a lot of times. But like when you hear they're started rewriting Solo halfway through the movie, and the last Star Wars is got a completely new script, and they doing reshoots, and it's taking much longer, and half the crew hates it, and then those movies come out where you're like, well, some of those rumors were true because those were stinkers in my mind. And I don't hate Solo, actually. I will defend Solo in a lot of ways, but it's still not a great movie. And you hear that production, whenever you hear like the production side of it, those rumors, you get worried.
Of course you do. Worried. Yeah, how couldn't you?
And the Batman is different because it has had some weird rumors. But the rumors are really weird, and it's like Pattinson doesn't like the director. Not like, oh, like we've seen the movie and it sucks. Or someone's seen the movie and they're rewriting the script. And when Pattinson is literally like 5 days after that, first of all, like those rumors came out to like just BS like sites. Not to mention like 5 days after that, Patterson signed like a deal with like Warner Brothers that like it's like first rights deal or whatever, where he gets like the first right at like the next like 6 movies or whatever, something like that. It's like, oh, he hates Warner Brothers executives and he hates the director, but 5 days later he signed. Like that's us BS. Yeah. And you you can usually tell when it's BS and when it's like, I don't want to read too much into this rumor, but production stuff is never good. Script rewriting is batting 1,000. Anytime you hear script rewriting after they've started filming, that's bad, people. And I don't think that's happened with The Flash. I don't know that for a fact. And a lot of this stuff with The Flash it's tough because I would say it's usually batting 1,000, except for the fact that like the pandemic stuff, it got pushed back for real reasons, for a lot of the reasons. But you've heard some stuff. I want it to be good. Who knows? Kind of just went on a tangent there. Anything else? I'm excited.
No, we got a couple more things to go through. It's cool. Yep. Yeah. All good.
Matrix 4 trailer. This was kind of your thing.
I am so excited for this. I want to have an excuse to rewatch all the Matrixes.
What's the story though? One's coming. When is it coming?
Correct? No. It's a Christmas release. I think it's December 22nd. This is Matrix 4, Matrix Revolution. No. Oh man. It starts with an R. It's like Revolution, whatever. It doesn't matter. But there's the Keanu Reeves. We get to see Keanu Reeves for the first time since Bill and Ted 3. JD. Oh man, I know you're excited. You were excited to watch that one.
I actually haven't seen it yet. No, but
have you seen the second one?
No, I haven't. I like the first one. But
doesn't matter. I love Keanu Reeves. He's one of my favorite just people in general. But yeah, phenomenal actor. He
the
turned
Matrix Resurrections.
There it is. Yep, Matrix Resurrections. Keanu Reeves turned 55 this year, and this and John Wick 4 are all supposed to come out within the next 8 months.
Oh, I like
so
that.
Good for that guy. You know, jumping off horses, doing crazy stuff, even at his age, and with beautiful locks to run for the ages. So yeah,
we've seen him also. We've seen like first look of him in the Matrix stuff again.
Mm-hmm. Yep, tight leather, hot, great.
I'll say something semi-controversial. I saw the first Matrix just because like I had to, and this honestly a year or two ago. Like I definitely didn't watch them like growing up or anything. I watched the first Matrix because like, oh, like you got to watch it. Okay, yeah, the concept's cool. All right. Oh, this is the whole you're in a simulation thing. They did it first. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a fine movie. I have no interest to watch any of the other ones.
Really? Okay, that's
not
fine.
Not really.
If you don't like I might.
No, I don't dislike the first one. It was just like, all right. What I liked about the first one was like it was more like, oh, that's neat. That's an interesting concept. They did it first. Bravo.
They did it first. Bravo. They did it first is a big part of it. Yeah.
Bravo. You know, the fight scenes were kind of not my thing. Very early 2000s.
I know Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Great.
It's fine. You know what? If we, in honor of the new one coming out, I might watch the other ones and see. I'll probably see the new one because we'll probably review it, to be honest. So maybe I'll watch them. I think they were on something at one point. That's why I watched them. But I don't know. But yeah, I've never been a giant Matrix guy, to be honest. It has never overly tickled my fancy. But hey, I'm glad you're excited, and a
Yes.
lot of people are excited. Like I understand, I'm in probably the minority there. People like these movies.
No, people like these movies.
They're divisive though, right? Like people like dislike like a few of them, right? Is that like a thing?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. They don't have a good batting average at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Reloaded sucks. 2's a little bit better than 1. You know, they're fine. That, like I said, if you don't like the first one, you probably won't like the rest of them. But I like the universe.
Everything I'll tell you what, like
was cool.
I watched the first one. I didn't hate the first one. If someone was like, "Oh, let's watch the second Matrix," all right, yeah, sure. I don't know if it'll be my choice to do so, or if it will, it'll just be like a day where I'm like, I guess I should watch these just because I'm a movie guy. I should probably have seen it. That's like, honestly, that's like, I do that sometimes with series that I don't really interested in, but I'm like, I feel like I hold myself to I'd like to think I like movies and usually have seen a good amount of movies. I can talk movies with most people. There are like certain movies like that where I'm like, I should probably see that.
That's how it was with Alien this year.
Yes, yeah.
Forced myself to watch all the Aliens.
Aliens, one of those.
Yeah.
I watched the first one. Yeah, because of that, probably within the last year or two. But yeah, that's exciting. Good for them. Moving on. What's your these last two are yours, so I'll let you even headline what you think for the last one here, an Avengers topic, correct?
Hold on.
Avengers 5?
Yeah, right. Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, I could have done it.
It's okay. I should have had my notes out. But yeah, Avengers 5 officially is in the works, quote unquote, by Kevin Feige. There's no director attached to it or any writing crew that's officially a part of it. But this is the part in the Avengers production cycle that is basically just setting the rules as to like what the director can play with, what is like the certain plan that you need to just obey to make this whole thing stick. Moving forward, like we touched on last week, like I think Trevor even brought up, we're in the rebuilding phase. We're recruiting the #1 class for next big conglomeration movie.
Yeah, actually, I did like that. I like that analogy by Trevor.
For sure. Oh, for sure.
Screw Trevor, total idiot, but I like that.
Idiot. Stupid taste in cartoons. But yeah, he's right about this. And so I'm excited. Obviously, we can't really talk much about it because there's not much information about it. But I think I speak for both of us when I say we trust Kevin Feige.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just good. It's good to hear this announcement because it's like, okay, we got the ball rolling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, all right, then in a few years we'll probably have an Avengers movie. Awesome. Like, it's just good to hear that because it means okay, what Kevin Feige had a stack of papers this big on his desk of I got to do Black Widow, Shang Chi. I got to get through the TV show. It's good to know that these papers are done. It's like, all right, and I'm officially ready to start thinking about Avengers. That's pretty much all this is. Kevin Feige is officially thinking about Avengers 5. Who he wants for it, who he wants to help write, what he thinks needs to be in it, who he thinks needs to be in it. Because he is kind of we're in a weird spot where it feels similar to that early phase. Obviously different because we have so much history now in Marvel, but that early phase where we're getting origin movies again. We're going to talk about Shang-Chi in a minute, very much an origin movie. And we're starting to get new characters that we have to, we're starting to build to something again, which is something obviously we did with Endgame, and pretty much everything that's come out since has been repercussions of Endgame.
Almost exclusively,
except for Loki, pretty much. So it's kind of
except for WandaVision.
Yeah, and even those are not. They're semi building to something. They are building to something, but it's not probably the Avengers threat. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when I say build to something, it's not just the plot. Like introducing new characters, introducing new villains, introducing who's going to be the big bad, leaving little clues. Like we'll get into Shang-Chi, but there are little clues to like stuff in the future that we really don't know what they mean by the end of the movie. And it's fun to have speculation like that again, knowing that there's an Avengers coming just feels good. It's just good to hear that. It's good to hear that Kevin is starting to think about it. Not you, Kevin. We've been thinking about it our entire lives.
I don't think about things.
Yeah, no, you just kind of in one ear
roll.
and then like just spits it out.
Cage the Elephant song. Yeah, great.
Exactly. So that was kind of, a little State of Marvel there, a little Avengers 5 starting to be thought about.
Yeah, way too far in advance for anything reasonable to be.
But I'm jacked. I mean, that's just good news. Just good news. That was kind of the big topics of news. obviously there's little stuff, but you don't want to hear us talk about weird little celebrity things and rumors and stuff a ton. So we're just going to kind of do the big stuff and stuff we're interested in. Any other news? Anything else you really gotta throw out there?
No, I just wish a blockbuster movie came out this week that we could review, JD.
That's a good point. Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Unfortunately, we had to review this little indie film called Shang Chi, and that's a good transition there. So yeah, we are reviewing Marvel's Shang-Chi, just a tiny little Disney studio independent film. Very exciting. And we'll get right into the non-spoiler portion of this. Obviously, we're kidding. Marvel, huge movie. So excited to freaking do this.
Yep.
Kevin, your anticipation going in, when did you see it? How was the crowd? And no spoilers, of course, but did it match your expectations?
Well, thank you for asking, JD. I was one of the luckiest human beings in America, by the way, this week.
Yeah,
obviously, it was my birthday. Oh, not obvious to the audience. Thank you in advance for your silent.
Oh yeah,
happy
we never did
audience.
a happy birthday. Happy birthday.
It's okay.
Kevin.
No worries.
We're doing it already, and future JD puts up a birthday graphic now.
Happy birthday to dear one. Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
Go
Thanks,
Kevin.
man. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah,
Birthday
appreciate
Kevin.
that. It was on Sunday. And as a early birthday present to myself, my buddy, who I can't say because he'll get in trouble at work, but I'll call him just Kirk for the now. He let me. He works on movie theater, and he let me actually see the Shang-Chi movie on Tuesday for a Thursday at midnight release. So I was on NDA for like 2.5 days that I couldn't talk to anyone about it, and it was so stressful.
Not even me. I'm like,
I know.
I don't even want anything out of you, Kevin. You just keep your mouth shut.
It was so crazy. I went Tuesday at midnight to go see this movie.
Have you seen it again?
Yeah, I saw it twice.
You saw it twice? I have only seen it once, and I really, really want to go see it again. I guarantee I will here in the next couple days.
The second time was just a matinee, so I can't really testify to how the crowds have been. I'm hoping to get a little bit of insight from you on that. But no spoilers, just freaking love this movie. It was everything that we were expecting. A lot of kung fu, CG looked good. And I'm going to say something right now that I was not expecting to say last week. This retroactively was one of the best trailers that Marvel has ever put out. It didn't include much. It didn't show a lot. And all the best jokes were not in there.
Yeah. I guess it depends how you look at like good trailers. Because if you're talking about just like, oh, that was dope. No, it was not a great trailer because it was just kind of fine. Mm-hmm. And to your point, that's a good thing because it hit a lot. In fact, watching the trailer, you kind of think the plot is one thing and it's not quite what you think it is. You know what I mean? Which is very cool. It was much different than I thought, which was a pleasant surprise. And Marvel, people are going to go see your movies. Just give us a trailer that'll make us excited.
Exactly.
Don't show us a ton. The most they showed probably that was like, you probably didn't need to, but it was also pretty cool. Was the Abomination thing? I mean, obviously that was in the trailer.
Right.
That it's in the movie. We'll get into that. For me, I went with Trevor and his brother. And because of Trevor's work schedule, we went on Sunday morning. So again, I also was in a matinee. So it wasn't like Thursday, Friday, Saturday crowd. I had to wait a few days too because I'm a college football nut and needed to watch my college football. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks 1-0. Not a great start, but we'll see. But either way. So, but I will say 11 o'clock Sunday, it had been out for 3 or 4 days. Great crowd. And the fact that numbers wise, not great crowd. And the fact that, hey, jackass out there, you know who you are. Stop talking. Oh
really?
My God.
Oh,
Normal volume. Sitting right behind us. Normal volumes. Just talking the whole time. Just talking.
Like about the movie or like
about the movie. Just jokes here and there.
Hey, you shut your face. If we want to hear you talk, I will shove my arm up your ass and work your mouth like a puppet.
And the funny thing is he was talking about the movie like he's definitely like a nerd, like us. Like he knows a lot about it. You know what I mean? But he was like the annoying kid who, like, I don't know, wanted to show his knowledge, wanted to be funny, wanted to just so annoying. And I think everyone in that freaking theater wanted, and he happened to be right behind where we were sitting. But size-wise, good crowd.
Good.
You know, they laughed, they had fun, everybody, but that little row of idiots behind us, and it was mainly
Did they
one
recognize
guy.
Wong?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, but like, and like also just some like cringy comments, like trying to be funny, like as if we were like watching a movie, like me and you in our living room that we've seen 1,000 times, and we just kind of shoot the shit back and forth during it.
Right. Yeah.
But like, you don't do that at the theater at a movie you've never seen.
Opening weekend.
Yeah. No.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Either way, I just wanted to call out those assholes. You are not canon. You are not welcome in the 2DCU. I will not have your view. I don't want you.
What was the time in theater so you can really call them out?
Yeah. If you went to the Toledo, the theater in the mall, I forget what it's called, but either way, if you went to the theater in the mall at 11, you know,
go fuck yourself. Yeah.
And if you were there and you know what I'm talking about, thank you for
putting up with that.
Putting up with it.
Yeah.
I gave him the death stare a few times. I did a little, but yeah, I was like, I kind of wanted to say something, but then they kind of stopped for a little bit, and it was like it wasn't really worth it because I also didn't want to like make a scene and then ruin it for everyone, because I think they would have, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do that, and then it's like a thing, and then it's like people, you know, and I'm not overly controversial or you know, whatever. So either way, I like this movie a ton. I really like this movie. I will say it right now. You need to go see this movie. We're going to get into spoilers here in a second because I don't want this to be 2 hours long. But I'm willing to say it. I'm willing to declare it best action in any Marvel. And I really, honest to God, believe that. I honest to God believe that.
Action?
Action. At best action in any Marvel. At best action sequences. And there's a lot of them. The only one that compares, and it doesn't compare like because it's the same style, just compares them like, the end game moment, it's the moment, it's the chills. That's
on your left.
Awesome. I mean, just that's awesome magic or action, but it's so different. This is very choreographed. This is very hand to hand, very kung fu. Not a ton of power stuff, even though there is some that also looks great. Like this is better. The end game scene is better, and I'll even say maybe that probably is close. But top to bottom, there's like 7 action sequences in this. 3 of them are like jaw-droppingly amazing, and the other 4 are amazing, are badass in their own right. With that being said, go see the movie. It's really, really, really good.
And come back and watch the rest of this podcast.
It's really good, and then come back and watch the rest of this podcast. With that being said, we are going to go into spoiler warning and now. All right, Kevin.
Yes. Yeah.
What's your first spoiler thought you gotta get out there?
Ben Kingsley's in this fucking movie for like a lot of it, and he was the funniest part by far. I love this man.
Trevor Satcher? Trevor? Is that Trevor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. Just making sure. Yes.
Oh my God. So well done. Not in the fucking trailer at all. And every time he opened up his stupid fucking idiot mouth, I was laughing my balls off. It was funny.
He actually helped kind of transition the movie to the end, because one of my few criticisms was in the middle, I got a little bit like, all right, a little drag. It dragged just a little, and not a ton. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes. It felt long.
A lot of fight scenes.
Even though I enjoyed a lot of it, but the fight scenes, it wasn't for me. It was kind of that middle part where they go back to the dad's. The dad brings them back for the first time after they explain kind of what's going on. There's a little kind of lull there. Also, the transition to the forest. I'm just getting out a couple of my critiques now because I'm probably just going to gush over it for the rest of the thing here. Fair warning, but the transition to like the forest and the forest map and the maze aspect. Didn't love the maze thing. Just felt like, all right, we're just kind of getting on to the next thing, and that drug a little bit. But once we were in that mystical land where the mother came from, great third act. I really liked it. Top to bottom, I really like this movie. Also, now that we're in spoilers, can I say one thing that really was super cringy that the dude said behind me?
Sure,
It was in the very beginning, and also, like, don't get me wrong, I don't love like subtitle. I don't want to read the entire thing. It's part of the reason we're watching the dub anime, not sub. But I actually thought they did a really good job of mixing in, the Chinese Mandarin stuff. I believe it's Mandarin they're speaking, isn't it?
Mandarin is I think so. It's the biggest language in China.
Forgive me if it's not, but he said in the very beginning, there's obviously a lot of subtitles, and I actually liked the way they kind of went back and forth with it. It made it feel authentic and real, but there was still primarily English, of course, which I selfishly like because I don't want to read the entire time and I want to focus on the screen. The guy he said something like to the kid when he was a kid, or it was in the beginning, and he goes something along the lines of he's speaking Chinese to him, and he says, "Oh, I know English," and he goes, "Thank God, then please speak it the rest of the movie." Like that loud, just like out. It's like, bro, shut up. Like, just shut up. First of all, don't comment like that. Second of all, like, it's not funny. And
no.
It's not fun. Like,
who are you helping?
It's just cringy. And it was a cringy like line too, because it was one of those, like, don't get me wrong, I don't like just like throwing in, like, and this movie does a great job. It doesn't shoehorn in like Asian culture. It's in there because it needs to be in there, and it's really well done. And I'm not an Asian American. I hope Asian Americans feel very represented in this movie. I thought they did a good job. Well, I've heard most Asian community thinks so too. But either way, it was very much just a very cringy thing, and it was very, like, I don't know. And it was that, but that it was mixed with that, and it was the mix that he like was making jokes all the way through and different stuff like that. Look, I every once in a while with a badass scene, I might do a little nudge to the guy next to me, like, that was sweet, like a little, like, just kind of like,
of course.
Oh shit, this is gonna be, so and so, or what? Like, I get, like, that stuff happens.
You're supposed to get hype during a movie.
Phone went off. This guy is the worst.
Who is this guy?
That was the worst.
Oh my god.
Anyways, thank you for letting me just rant about that.
Oh my
also,
god, yeah.
You know what? Also, like, just as the smallest thing that made me so freaking happy. Hey, Spider-Man, do a flip. That guy was in it
on the bus.
He lives in
so
San Fran
good
now, I guess. Dude,
I guess
so funny. The hey guys, I used to do a little kung fu as a youth. I love that. I love that line. I'm gonna rate this real quick.
Just showing the whole bit fight. That was a great fight, by the way. That bus fight.
Best fight in the movie, I think.
Best?
I loved the bus fight.
Yeah.
So bad. The bus fight was so badass. The camera angle where they're outside the bus and you just see him like running through the windows and like fighting through that. The camera work was just truly like,
it was epic.
Oh, epic. It's a good way to put it. Like, it really, like, more people should study this movie on how to do hand-to-hand combat and film it.
For sure.
This is one of the best I've ever seen. This is I'll say it, I think probably better than John Wick stuff at this. And I think John Wick is amazing. And I think this was, oh my God. John Wick's a little more grounded because it isn't a comic book movie and there are,
it has more weapons.
Right. Then yes. It's different, but it's on par. I'll say it's at least on par. It's at least on par.
My favorite fight scene, I think, was the side of the building outside of the fight club or whatever. That was also insane. I liked the whole threat of death by fall the entire time, but God, everyone, I guess other than Aquafina, but 99% of the people in this movie are like expert kung fu fighters, and it shows. If you get the right people to do the things, they're gonna do them, and it's gonna look good because it can't look bad.
The knife fight with I don't think they ever said the guy's name, but he was clearly a villain with like weird face mask covering and who helped train.
Should have had a name.
He does have a name in the comics, and I forget his name is something sweet too. It's like death dealer or something, or debt collector, or like it's something dope. It's like debt collector.
Is it listed?
It's
on
like
IMDb?
Something. It might not be. You might just have to look up the comic book stuff. But either way, his fight scene with the knife fight, those two, where it kind of panned up and you got it from the top, and it was like, and then you got like the big like bright billboard in the back or whatever. So freaking cool. And that like that knife fight scene, I always said like the Winter Soldier knife fight scene, one of my favorite fight scenes in like any movie, and definitely one of my favorite in MCU. That was probably better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. You can tell, like I said, these guys are both probably like trained for this before the movie started. You know, you can tell that like Chris Evans and what's his name, Winter Soldier, they'll learn the choreography to a T. But if you got into a fight with them, I think either one of these guys would beat the crap out of either one of those guys. You know?
Yeah, I forgot to go through director Destin Daniel Cretton. Great job. I hope you are one of our budding Marvel stars, because I don't think he's really done a lot of else. And in any kung fu movies in the future, go get this guy. He will change your action in your movie, because if it was him or his team, either way, it was his leadership. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, I don't recognize anything else on his IMDb. So,
no, right? Yeah, he's pretty. That's Marvel does that, man. Let him be
Get
a
him
budding
on top.
star. Let him be a budding star. Simu Liu, or I'm bad at names. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. The star of the movie, freaking awesome, funny. Like we said, he did it's not quick takes. He does a lot of that action. You know what I mean? It's not. Let me show this guy's back with an obvious wig while some other dude just like ninja fight. No, this dude is badass, and he was awesome in this movie. And it gives me so much confidence in Marvel going forward. Like, hell yeah, you get rid of Chris Evans and Robert Downey. How are you going to replace that? And don't get me wrong, I don't know if he's there yet, like acting chops wise, but he was really freaking good. And if we get every movie he's in, we're at least get one badass kung fu fight, sign me up. I'll go see every. I mean, I'm going to go see him anyways, but like, we're starting to build. It's a puzzle piece, and it's a damn good one to build another thing. And he was awesome.
Marvel just has kung fu now. They can just use kung fu whenever they want, which is awesome.
Now,
like Matrix,
and they have old Daniel Cretton on the payroll to, even if he's not doing the movie, they have him as a source, as a consultant, even maybe come in that day. I don't know. Awkwafina, I liked her in some things. I think she can be a bit much. She was a bit much in the Crazy Rich Asian movie. I actually thought they found the good balance of her. I actually really liked her in this movie. I thought she was pretty funny.
I did too. I'm glad, like I said, Ben Kingsley took over the comedic role for the second half of this movie. Like you said, she can be a little bit much.
Started to get annoyed, I think.
You could have started to get annoyed, but you don't, because it's fine. The worst part about her whole thing is because she, at the very last fight, she wasn't allowed to use the bow, and then 10 minutes later, she was allowed to use the bow, and that made zero sense. But yeah,
and then she almost hit the game winner.
She almost hit the game winner. Yeah,
I would have been pissed. I thought that like she got him, and it was. I'm fine with it being a distraction, even though it's like, all right, that's a pretty damn good shot for. I don't love those kind of things. Talking to Trevor and Connor, I compared it to the Lord of the Rings scene where
Hobbit, the bard shoots Smaug.
No. Where like the Nazgul, the unbeatable one, they talk him up for 3 movies. You never see him fight, and then he loses to someone.
No man could kill me, and then
I am no man, and it's like, that's fine. It's not the girl thing at all. I know people will say that it's not. No, it's the fact that the most unbeatable person ever was killed by someone who started training 2 weeks ago. Don't like that. And it's kind of similar to that. Not nearly as bad, I will say. I think Lord of the Rings is a much worse example of that. But I compared it to that as a similar, like, okay, all right, this is your skill that we got introduced 20 seconds ago, and it's going to be a key part of victory. Like, I don't love that. I didn't love that moment. But that being said, he's huge, and all he needed, I would have even been fine maybe if she got him in the arm or just something to distract more than like a neck shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, all it was a distraction. So they could have just the badass way of the 10 rings around what a badass way to freaking kill that. Also,
good dragon fight. Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm just rambling because there's so much cool shit. We're just basically talking about cool shit at this point.
Going back and forth.
There was a dragon fight.
Yeah. Better than anything in Game of Thrones too. Better
I literally said that was like the first thing I said after the after the thing. It's gonna be hard to go watch Game of Thrones stuff now because that dragon fight was freaking awesome. And I've heard some people be like, "Oh, it was a little too CG." I thought the CG was awesome. I think those people suck. I love that. I love the dragon fight. I love that they're the main fight. You could tell wasn't over when he went in the water. And I always thought, even in the trailer, the dragon was going to be a very much like a you can do this thing instead of like actually be like a part of like the fight. I thought it was going to be like the god kind of appearing to him kind of
Iron
thing.
Fist tattoos light up. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be something more like that, and he would come out with maybe like a special power or something.
Mhm.
No,
Nope,
I like that
nope.
there's actually dragons and they
Yeah.
actually fight, and
Yeah.
it's freaking awesome, dude. I want to see this movie again so bad.
It's better
Like
the
just
second
talking
time.
about it, I just want to. I imagine it probably is, to be
Yeah.
honest, because there are like little things in the fights like I missed. And I was also like, there was about 20 minutes of the movie where I was just steaming mad, and I almost like wasn't paying attention because I wanted to fight the guy behind me. But anyway,
Sure.
moving on. I'm over it. I'm totally over
You're
it.
over it. You're over it.
I only talk about 3 more times. I get 3 more. But no, the dragon fight, freaking awesome. In fact, even like the third act fights were great and a lot of fun. And I still would say it was the third best fight behind the 2 we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Can we talk about Wong a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad as hell that you were right last week in saying he's going to be an integral part of this movie. Turns out he is, and moving forward, he's going to be the catalyst to bring, the whole next series of movies together. So that's insane. I love the guy who plays him. He's great in both the Doctor Strange movies, and the couple lines he gets in both Infinity War and Endgame are great.
You wanted more?
Yeah, exactly. Do you have anything to add for that?
Abomination. I thought it was fun what we got of him. It was like he's in prison still, obviously, but they're kind of buddies.
Yeah.
It was. I like that. Like you assumed we were going to get in the movie after seeing the trailers and be like, okay, we'll know why Abomination's there. No, we don't.
Nope. He's just in a Beijing Fight Club. That's all you need.
It's like a wink.
That's all you
He's
need.
still there. So, yeah, I very much like that. The entire club thing was very cool.
Colorful,
in that club.
fun.
In that club, there was a Black Widow. Did you know that?
Oh, really? No.
One of the Black Widows was there, and then there was somebody else. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But they're like when you go to watch, if you go to watch again, when the sumo wrestler and the little mini fights going up, some of those are like people. Like look at them, like they're like from other movies. They're kind of little, Easter egg stuff.
That has to be any time that Marvel puts like a million people that are just like weird or
like the Collector and the Guardians. Like you
exactly
knew in all his cases, it meant something.
A zillion Easter eggs, a zillion of them. So good on you, Kevin Feige's directors forever.
The fight sequences stole the show. Were definitely my favorite part. Another thing I really, really liked about this movie, and this is part of what we said when like the trailer misled. I really, really liked the villain dynamic.
Yeah.
The dad being not like it seemed very much like it was going to come across from the trailers. Okay, the dad's going to come get the kid. He wants him to reign at his side or something along those lines. And it's going to be it's not that really at all. And I like the conflict of, the dad very much still loves him.
He's just being corrupted.
He's just being corrupted, but it's also like he's not a good dude. And the use of the flashbacks in this movie were so good, just feeding you a little information at a time. So you get to learn more and more with every little nugget of like, because I remember thinking, did I miss something? What does he have to go do? He obviously has to go kill someone. It's very Ra's al Ghul, Batman. But like, did they ever really explain that? I'm like, I must have missed something. I'm an idiot. I usually try to watch pretty close. I'm like, damn it, I feel like I missed like a key thing. And then you go more and more. And it's the dad's. Oh, it's the mom died. Oh, it's the mom's killer that he had to kill. Oh, he couldn't do it. Oh, wait, yes, he could. Like, very great character stuff. And I just love the fact that the dad is such a complex, like cool bad guy, normal to like the I'm just a bad guy or the father's son. I do bad things. No, I'm not choosing that life for me, dad.
Right.
Because this guy is a bad guy.
He's conquered empires. He's been a bad guy for 1,500 years.
He's a bad guy, but he's also like, hey, whatever, all that aside, we got to go get your mom. Like, this is what's important. And on the surface, you're like, I can kind of get behind that. And then
doing it for the girl. Yeah.
With the flashback of just one of the most intense part of the movies, when he was like, very much like, I thought I could just like leave the rings, in your mom was enough. And I was obviously wrong. Because I couldn't protect her. So I'm putting the rings back on. I'm going back to just like wrecking shit. Yeah. And then they go to the thing to try to find the people who killed him. And you just get to see it through the mirror Oh,
So
dude,
good.
I literally have chills. Like you could see
Yeah.
I have chills.
Yeah.
One of the coolest parts of the movie. And it's
for
like,
sure.
and it's also very cool because it's like, oh, all this was just put on Shang-Chi. No, he chose it.
Yeah.
He very much chose to do the training for revenge. And he
100%.
did kill his mom's killer.
For sure.
And then he didn't feel good about it and he ran from the life. He didn't just run from the life. He did the bad shit. He chose it. Now, obviously, a kid put in a terrible position. So there he's still redeemable, which is perfect.
He still has the guilt of being bad. Yeah.
It's perfect. They put him in a redeemable situation, but one that you're like, ooh, he did some shit.
Speaking of flashbacks, can we talk about the mom dying flashback?
Oh.
Dude, it didn't show anything, but that was still somehow so brutal. Oh my god, the noise! It
the
reminds
little kid actor
you.
did great.
Yeah. I was gonna. It reminds you of the Bruce Lee sister in Return of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon. Sorry. When that whole thing happens, you don't really see much, but it's brutal, and then you go and wreck shop the next scene. It's so awesome. And Marvel.
Less is more sometimes.
Less is more. Yeah.
And it's also like it's still PG-13. Probably can't.
I don't know how.
And just getting beat.
Yeah.
Even with his dad stuff, like you could tell like that the mirror part was almost like them like not showing all of it, so it wasn't super brutal, but still having it be pretty damn brutal without like showing it. Because this movie is very brutal for a lot of it. It is, and the fight scenes are intense. Another critique I have, I didn't love the like 10 Rings army and the moment at the end where they're like, we have to work together if we want to do this. And the guy's like, no. And then the one dude who I thought would be a bigger character. Did you think the mask guy was going to be a much bigger character?
Yeah.
Because he was like nothing.
No.
And I thought for sure he was going to get beat by like the sister or something. By the way, we haven't talked about the sister. We'll get into that in a second. But I didn't like that whole like, we need to work together. Classic bad guy, like, no. And then like the dude gets his thing ripped out. It's like, okay, we're going to work together. Like it was almost like played for laughs a little bit. And it was like, kind of a serious moment. Like,
coolest bad guy gets killed off bullshit.
Yeah, no, 100%. I would have liked to probably seen, but it was also like, you know what? Good for you for not being cookie cutter, I guess, because I guess we all assumed we'd get another like very much like a video game. Like we fought the boss in the middle, but he gets away, and then there's going to be that boss fight at the end with like the stuff on the side of the road or whatever, or side of the building. That fight, the knife fight, thinking we would get that again with Shang-Chi or his sister, who was also a delightful part of the movie that I knew nothing. I didn't even know he had a sister from the preview. So that was also a great thing that we didn't get.
Yeah, no, she did a great job. All the scenes that she's in, she adds something to. She's not just the staple Marvel girl of just adding nothing to conversations and just being a catalyst. She is cool. She can fight, which is good.
Great. Her weapon's the coolest.
Oh, the
freaking knife on rope.
Oh,
great sequences with that too.
Yep.
So cool.
Even the flashbacks to when she was a kid, learning how to use it were cool. Yeah, she's a great story.
I like that her dad like doesn't talk to her even as like an adult. Like they don't really speak much in the movie. Like it's almost like a point to like show like I'm here, I'm badass, I'm still like a part of like this whole thing, and he literally like won't even like look at me.
Cooler than Nebula.
Way cooler than Nebula. Way cooler than Nebula. And in case you missed the post credit, she's gonna get her own Disney Plus show, because that's probably what that is, right? When in doubt,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that's
Disney
even
Plus?
true. But we made a joke when we were leaving, the people I was with, that one of the post-credit scenes in every new Marvel movie is reserved for a plot of a Disney Plus show. Because with the Hawkeye, the Black Widow, and the Hawkeye thing, one is just going to be like a Disney Plus Easter egg, and one's like a movie Easter egg.
Oh man,
I don't. There's no plans for that, but it's out there.
It's out there. I guess she's obviously just. By the way, spoilers. She's going to become the Ra's al Ghul type. She takes over the 10 rings at the end. And she seems to be on the Iron Throne or whatever.
That's the lesser of the two credit scenes, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Did you have anything else to add about the
it's vague, and she's a good enough mini boss before some Marvel gets real. So
and she was always she was always very clear about the fact that she wants to create her own empire. Like she can be anti-hero-ish. She was never full-on hero. A lot of revenge in her heart throughout the movie, and very much clear that like I want to build my own empire. Like,
she would not have helped. She wouldn't have helped Sean at all if it wasn't a family thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she didn't. She held a grudge hard.
Yep.
I would say semi-rightfully so, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Either way, well, let's talk about the other post-credit real quick as we wrap up. So the rings were made by something, and they're calling out. They're almost like sending a signal to something. And I like that nobody can really figure them out. I like that it's kind of ambiguous, like where the rings came from in the beginning of the movie. And here's my prediction. I think it's calling out something from the Eternals. I think it's the Deviants or something. I think it's an Eternals thing.
Yeah, because they referenced how old it is. The Eternals was my first guess too.
And before I let you go off here, Angelina Jolie's character, shout out Connor, who I went to the movie with, pointed this out. She makes weapons. That's like her power. Like you see her making like spears and stuff. Like
that's
and like very similar to Thor Ragnarok, bad guy, Hela, how like she makes she does that, but like, and I don't know if those are like permanent or temporary. I really don't know her like comic book power, but in the trailer, she's very clearly making like weapons. So I think very well could be her.
Yeah, it definitely could. I don't know about like you said, the permanence of them, if they like disappear or whatever when she's done with them. Just but it's a great thought. It's a phenomenal thought. I didn't know that. And yeah, that could very well be. We don't have any references to older than the Eternals. Sorry. We have no to anything in Marvel that's like older culture other than the Eternals, but we don't even know much about them. Right. As far back as we can go, unless you want to go into Thor's world or whatever is I was gonna say like Wakanda back in the day, because that's been going on for fucking ever. But
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
But
we haven't really been introduced to anything. Yeah. So it's definitely something coming up. Like when I said like Marvel's starting to give us little fun Easter eggs, unlike Falcon and Winter Soldier, Easter eggs we care about.
Yeah.
I very much like this. I like that you get the Hulk, Dr. Banner in it. And then Captain Marvel, of course, is in it as well there at the end. So that's just kind of fun. I like that none of them have any idea. And it's very clear that Wong's like, all right, we'll give you a call. Like your life is changing. You're in this shit.
Yeah.
Welcome to the circus, I think Banner says. Yep.
And I know you haven't seen this week's What If or whatever, but the whole wizards they've been around. It goes in this week's episode goes into like the history of the Sorcerer Supreme and stuff.
And even though it's not canon, it's like wizards have been around. Context. The idea of it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So the fact that they don't know even where to start with these is a very, very cool talking point. So I'm excited to see what they do with that.
Anything we've been given, it almost has to be Eternals, unless it's something beyond Eternals that just hasn't been introduced yet. Which would also be, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be cool. Great post-credit scenes, both of them cool. The first one, the ring thing, definitely more exciting.
Yep.
Not similar. The 10 rings thing, her taking over. It's like, oh, that's interesting. When that comes up, I'll be interested, but it's not one of those post-credits where I'm leaving like dying to know where that goes.
No, it's not like you're seeing the Silver Surfer across the sky.
Right. Or even like the first one. The first rings, I'm like, oh, I want to know what it's calling to. Like, that's going to bug me. I want to know. This one's like when they get to the 10 ring thing and her operation, I'll watch it and I'll be interested. But I don't need it right this second. All right. Anything else you wanted to add, movie, before we kind of give our rankings and peace out here?
We next is Eternals, right? That's November.
The next Marvel, and we'll see if we review or do segments. We don't really have a plan for next week yet.
Yeah, but we'll touch Marvel. Of course we will. It's us. So
we're gonna do our phase 2 and 3 reviews and rankings as well. We just weren't gonna be able to get those out before Shang Chi, so we didn't rush it. We didn't want to post like 3 videos in one day. We want to spread them out a little bit. So
right, yeah. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure to leave as many comments as you possibly can.
One of the last things I want to touch on, I said I really like the dynamic of the dad. Also, I don't know the actor. Dad was awesome actor. The whole thing was
Tony
really well
Shyaway
acted.
Luang.
Yeah, he was great. That's his name. Okay, well, Tony, you were great. That guy was awesome. I thought he was one of the more compelling bad guys we've had in a while. And his fight scenes were really good. His motivation was good. I don't love the like. All right, now third act, we're introducing this like, oh, and there's these like demon things in the thing, and it was just something to deal with. I wasn't invested in that at all. I was more invested in like the dad storyline part, but it made for a dragon fight, so who cares?
Made for a dragon fight, and we would not have believed that it was just him being corrupted if these elements were introduced.
I don't mind
earlier.
that it was the mom
So it's
whispering
fine.
in the ear. It's just like the things being like, they're just evil soul suckers. It's like, that's kind of cheesy,
kind of
but
an
also,
afterthought, but it works.
But
for
also, it was fine. It was fine. It was just you weren't overly invested in it, and you weren't overly invested in a lot of the characters that like seemed to die. Like even like the dude who was teaching her the bow and arrow. It's like, all right, he got two scenes. That doesn't make me like, doesn't really move the needle for me. But that was probably one of the only other plot wise things. Like I said, I thought it got a little draggy in the middle. But comedy, I thought 85% of it landed. There's always going to be a few.
At least 80,
I think that's a high percentage for Marvel. Funnier than I thought it was going to be. Aquafina was funnier. Ben Kingsley was amazing. He was really funny, and I actually think he kind of helped transition it so it wasn't boring, because I was kind of getting bored right before he showed up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and he kind of helped get us to that third act while being entertained. He was entertaining. Also, just forget everything, suspension of disbelief. How is he talking to that thing? Whatever. Also, no one else in the village talks to them. You know what I mean? How's he doing it? I don't know.
And the dad had him prisoner
done so
for
many
years.
drugs that like there's just a piece of his brain that probably when he was tripping on acid, he can just talk to those things. I don't know.
I was gonna say because the dog had them prisoner for so many years, and he couldn't get that information as to where the gate is out of them. Right. So I don't know. That was the other thing for it. But
they were adorable.
They were adorable. Plot moved forward.
Whatever. They were really cute. Also, those lion things were dope.
With the big yeah.
It was Pokemon, by the way. They just made Pokemon.
I made the same comment with what's
Seven Tails.
Seven, yes.
It's a Pokemon.
Literally a Pokemon.
They're literally they went to Pokemon World.
I don't know what came first, if that's actually in like ancient Chinese lore or whatever, or the Pokemon,
or the comics maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
It was fine. I like Pokemon, so whatever. So both really like the movie. We're gonna rank it. We'll put it in. When we do phase 3, we'll do Black Widow in this as well and rank them with that. We're not gonna rank them in with the other movies yet because we have phase 1 done. And to be honest, this spoilers. If we were out of phase 1, it would be either 1 or 2 behind Avengers or ahead of Avengers. But I don't know. That's for future. I haven't really thought that through, so I'm not even gonna tackle that.
Okay,
but sure. Give us your point ranking, and remember, do it in the way that like what would be your like. I want to put it in the words of like, so we do it a point system, which you can. 7.2 could be 72% or whatever, like a Rotten Tomatoes score. It's kind of how I'm viewing it. Also, I forgot to before we do that, 98% audience score on Rotten Tomato, 92% critics. People freaking love this movie. 71.4 million in the box office, and that was before the Monday numbers have even come through. And they projected it. I don't think they're out yet. They might be out by now, but the article I read, they're projecting it to be like 83.5 million in the opening weekend, which is already higher. Black Widow made 80 million total.
Oh, so that was its own thing, though. So
that was its own thing, but also everyone's going to want to blame the Disney Plus release, and that's definitely part of it. But let's not pretend that like word of mouth and everything, like this movie's just better. So that's probably also why it just made
this movie just better. This movie is just better.
Like there's a lot of excuses to be made for Black Widow, but at the end of the day, no pandemic ever happened. They just got released a couple months apart, whatever. This movie's making more money, and as it should. Because I would suggest to anyone who likes action movies, go watch this movie. I wouldn't suggest Black Widow outside of if I know you like Marvel.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, sure.
I would suggest this movie. If you like action, it stands alone, which is actually pretty damn cool. It has a couple Marvel elements, but you could watch this movie knowing nothing about the Marvel universe. This could have not been a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? Same plot.
Only thing that's
Take Wong out.
specifically Marvel is just Wong.
Yeah, take
Oh.
Wong out.
Yeah, he has portals. Weird. Okay, yeah, sure. But I mean, they
Take Wong
fly
out.
to China.
Honest to God, you don't even need Wong.
Yeah, you don't.
Like if you just want to make it non-Marvel. I love the way it's standalone. So I would suggest this movie to pretty much anybody. So it should have made more money. It should have made more money. I was going to do that at the beginning. I just kind of forgot. So that was the box office. Good for them. I love that the box office is coming back for them. Great to see.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, 98 consumer score, and I think that's pretty good. A little high for me. Just because
I'm not going that high. I can tell you that right now.
Although I was gonna bring up earlier, nothing is wrong with this movie. There's nothing that's blatantly annoying or stupid or
100% true. Yep.
Uneventful. The movie keeps
there's
going.
No giant plot holes. Little stuff.
It's a little long, and like you said, you're close to getting bored at like what an hour and a half in. Hour 45 in, you're a little bored. But then Ben Kingsley comes in, the big fight at the end. 8.9. 8.9 for me. Yeah.
8.9. Yeah, no, I think that's a fair rating. Like I said, I really like this movie. Some people are like calling it one of the best comic book movies ever. I'm not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
I've seen it once. I'd like to watch it again. I'm gonna put this at an 8.3 personally.
Really? Okay.
And again, it's awesome. I just like if I start putting this in the high 8s, 9s, it's like, where does Endgame go? Like, is that a
Endgame's a 10 for me? Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I wouldn't put anything as a 10. Everything has problems. So I would go 8.2 in the fact that it's freaking awesome. Or 8.3, I said, right?
Yeah, 8.3. Yeah.
It's freaking awesome. I love this movie. I love the action. There are little parts to it here and there where it's like, all right, I'm a little bored, runs a little. There are just little things plot wise that it's like, all right, I don't love the Trevor just kind of telling them how to get in because he can speak to the thing. And also Trevor, as much as I love Trevor there, he's there because like
it's a plot device.
They're going to kill him and he just was their jester. That doesn't sound like something they would do. Whatever. It's a plot device. There are a few of those that make me think it's not in like the 9s. But it's probably I love this movie. I love this movie, and I can't wait to see it again. I think I would probably place it higher when I get to see it again because I almost forget so much. And it's like hard to appreciate all the fight scenes. Because also the theater was packed, so we were pretty close. I'd like to sit for a little further back. I was kind of on top of it a little bit. I had like a headache. Yeah, there was a couple of theater experience things that might even or worth. The theater talker might be 1.2 points himself.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Screw that guy.
But yeah,
you only have 2 more times to get to bring him up, though.
Yeah. Screw that guy and screw that guy. Okay, I'm done.
There it is. Perfect.
Yeah, I love this movie. This movie is going to be such a rewatchable. Can't wait for it to be on Disney Plus where I can just watch it every couple months because it's that good action.
Yeah,
the action is going to be that rewatchable. It's going to hold up. The CG is good, but they don't overuse it. The 10, we didn't really even say like the 10 ring action stuff was awesome too. Even though the hand to hand was probably better, even the 10 ring fights were really, really cool.
If this movie came out on Disney Plus for $30 until Christmas, would you pay the $30 to have it free for Christmas?
Like I get to watch it as many times as I want.
Like Black Widow. Like you buy it until it's available for everyone.
Yes, because we share Disney Plus, so we could go 15.
We could go 15. Yeah, that's true.
Or like I would like get like people together to like watch it at my house, and everyone pay $5 or whatever. But yeah, probably would.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying because we haven't for Black Widow, and I have no desire to. So
I don't even know.
Perfect.
Is that you get to keep it?
Yeah, $30 for early release.
Yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, no, this movie is awesome. Go see Shang-Chi. This movie's great. Anything else?
Rank the bad guys?
Well, we'll do that when we rank everything.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, all right.
I'll it's a little spoiler. This is gonna be high. I really like this bad guy. I think he has some of the best like dynamic with our hero. Better than I thought from the trailer.
Think he's not a bad guy. Then he becomes a real bad guy, and then he's not a bad guy again. Very cool. Yeah,
Great.
Love that stuff.
Great. All right. Anything else? Great movie.
Yeah. Watch What If, and have a great week, everybody.
I will. Yep. That was our Shang-Chi review. Please like, subscribe, comment. It helps so much. Kind of help our algorithm get us going here. If you like us, please watch us on YouTube. We're also available on Spotify, and we'll hopefully be coming to Apple someday in the future. Happy birthday, Kevin. I hope you have a great birthday weekend. Everyone tell Kevin happy birthday. On Twitter, our Twitter names will be under this right when we're done here.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Twitter.
We're there. You know,
we're there. Any questions, any segment ideas, anything, man. Like, we're always looking for fun ideas and fun stuff to do. Look out for our Marvel MCU Phase 2 and Phase 3 rankings. Will be coming to you, coming to a YouTube camera, phone, TV near you very soon.
Yeah, definitely before Eternals. But
before Eternals, for sure. Thank you, everybody. This has been the 2DCU. And we wouldn't be it without you. Ooh, that was kind of cool.
Ooh, I like the rhyme. Very cool. Have a great week, everybody.